Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome, dear one, to the Spirit Parlour. Thank you for joining me tonight. The candles are lit and the parlor is alive with a golden flicker, and outside, the night air is still. Now that Halloween is over, I can't help but want to hold on to the spooky a little bit more. So let's run away together. Let's go on another field trip to the graveyard to explore the folklores and superstitions of cemeteries. Tonight, let's take a stroll together through the oldest gates, the ones that open onto sacred ground, a place where the earth remembers every name it's ever been given, and silence speaks its own kind of language. We're stepping into the graveyard, a place of endings, yes, but also of stories, of superstition, and the thin, uncertain boundary between the living and the dead. Every culture across time has found a way to talk to death, or at least to keep it at bay. So light your lantern and walk carefully beside me. The paths are uneven, and sometimes the shadows move. First, let's talk about hallowed ground. Long before churchyards were fenced and named, people chose high ground for their dead. The reasoning was simple. The higher the burial, the closer to the heavens. Rain would not wash the body away, and the soul could rise unburdened. When Christianity spread through Europe, burials gathered around churches, and the word cemetery, from the Greek word kometeron, meaning a sleeping place, was born. But there was still something older beneath it all, a whisper of ancient fear that the dead could return if not properly attended to. Graves were once circled with iron, not only to keep animals away, but to trap spirits inside. Iron, it is said, repelled witches, fae, and anything unholy. The fence was not just decoration, it was protection. And that high, creaky gate at the entrance, it marked the crossing between two worlds. Once you passed through, the rules of the living no longer fully applied. There's also folklore associated with resting places. In the countryside, folks once believed the soul hovered near its body for 3 nights after death. Candles were kept burning so it would not lose its way home. If thunder rolled during a funeral, the mourners took comfort. Heaven was opening to receive another soul. But if lightning struck a graveyard, it meant something else entirely, that a restless spirit had been struck down, trying to rise before its time. And so many small, quiet rules governed the living's behavior among the dead. You never whistled in a graveyard. To do so would be to call the spirits. Never bring home flowers from a cemetery. That was inviting spirits in. And if you felt a chill run through you while passing the gates, someone unseen was near you. Some say you should hold your breath while passing by a cemetery until you reach the other side, so the spirits couldn't slip into your lungs and ride home with you. And let's talk about some of the symbols in stones. Gravestones are a secret language, one carved in marble and covered in moss. If you see an angel with its face turned downward, it is a sign of mourning. If its wings are spread upward, it carries a soul away with it. And if its torch is upside down, that flame is extinguished. It's not a symbol of despair, but of eternal rest. A lamb marks innocence, often for a child taken too soon. A willow tree bends in mourning, its branches forever drooping. A broken column speaks of a life cut short. And clasped hands, one human, one divine, promises reunion in the hereafter. Victorian mourners knew these meanings well. They dressed their grief in black lace and etiquette, believing that proper mourning could ease a spirit's passage. Mirrors were covered so the dead could not become trapped inside, and clocks were stopped at the exact moment of death. Time itself momentarily held in reverence. Even the flowers chosen for funerals were carefully coated. Lilies for purity, rosemary for remembrance, and yew for eternity. Every gesture was a bridge between worlds. Next, let's talk about graveyard watchers. Every old village has tales of watchers, those who kept vigil between midnight and dawn to ensure the dead stayed at rest. Some of these watchers were real, guarding against grave robbers in centuries when bodies were worth more to science than to family. But other watchers were said to be spectral, a pale figure by a churchyard wall, a lantern swinging in the dark with no hand to hold it. Some claimed these were restless souls repaying a debt. Others said they were guardians, watching over the newly buried until their journey was complete. In Scotland, there's an old belief in the graveyard dog, a phantom hound that walks the perimeter of a churchyard each night, ensuring no evil spirit can enter. To see it was an omen, protection for some, but for others, a sign that death was soon to come. There were always whispers that certain graves never grew grass. The soil stayed bare, year after year, as if rejecting peace. Locals would leave offerings of bread or milk or scatter salt to quiet the ground. And sometimes a flickering of light was seen over the graves, small, ghostly flames called corpse candles. The color and the path of their glow foretold who would die next. Red for an adult, blue for a child. If two candles crossed paths, it meant two deaths would come at the same time. In some Welsh legends, the candles were not a curse, but a warning sent by the spirits themselves, a way of saying, "Be ready, someone you love will be coming home to us soon." Despite the fear woven through graveyard lore, there's also a beauty in it. The idea that cemeteries are not places of endings, but of sleep, the quiet dreaming of souls. In Mexico's Dia de los Muertos traditions, the dead are welcomed back each year with laughter and color. Food, drink, and song turns the cemetery into a vibrant celebration. The veil softens and memory becomes communion. In Japan, the Oban festival honors ancestral spirits with lanterns and dance, gentle reminders that those we've lost are never truly gone, only walking beside us in another form. The graveyard, then, is not a place of fear, but a reminder of connection, a reminder that the unseen world is only ever a breath away. Let's head back to the Spirit Parlour and warm ourselves by the firelight for a moment, shall we? I have always found graveyards and cemeteries to be just so curious and romantic and in need of our reverence and respect. We shouldn't shun them. We shouldn't look away and try to pretend that death doesn't exist. It is just as real as life. If you ever find yourself wandering amongst the old stones again, maybe under a silver moon, when the air is cool and still, walk softly. Speak kindly to the quiet earth beneath your feet. Perhaps, if appropriate, leave a small offering. It could be a crystal or a coin, something undisruptive but full of honor. At times like these, you may notice how the air feels different there, almost as if the space is aware of you. That's because the graveyard listens. It always has. And perhaps, if you stand very still, you'll hear it whisper back, maybe in words, or maybe not. Maybe in the hush wind through the grass, the slow rhythm of time, and the beating of your own living heart. For as much as the graveyard belongs to the dead, it also belongs to us, to the ones who remember, to the ones who listen, to the ones walking the boundary between what is seen and what is waiting for us. Until next time, my dear friend, keep the lantern lit and have a wonderful autumn evening. Take care.
Welcome to Brew Crime, a true crime and beer podcast. Join me, Mike,
and me, JT,
as we explore the world of crime, conspiracies, or whatever catches our attention. This is a podcast where we pick a theme, cover a few cases, and pair them with a brew.
Between themes, we do what we call Brew Crime News, a funny look at current news stories, be it crime, animals, sports, or even celebrities.
You can find us on all social media at Brew Crime. Our website is brewcrime.com, and you can find us on any podcast app at Brew Crime Podcast.
Join us as we discuss the horrible crimes that surround us, and maybe, definitely, tip a bottle or two back as you do it. Drink with us weekly.
Hey everyone, I'm Erica.
And I'm Elizabeth.
We're sisters, wine lovers, and your hosts for the podcast Spirits Uncorked.
In season 2, we're leaving the haunted waters of Lake Lanier in Georgia and diving into all new spooky stuff. Shadow people?
I've seen them.
Haunted military bases?
I've served on one.
Local restaurants with ghostly reputations?
I work at one.
Okay, if something spooky doesn't happen to you, I worry about you.
The paranormal is my normal.
Plus, we'll sip and chat with horror authors, fascinating guests, and test out some superstitions along the way.
Knock on wood.
So uncork a bottle and pour a glass of the paranormal with us on season 2 of Spirits Uncorked.
Get ready for sips, scares, and sisterly sarcasm.